So the science of reading, do you know there are 12 steps to follow the science of reading? And I teach them. The curriculum has to be explicit and direct. That means one-on-one and directly taught. Kids aren't going to be able to watch a peer and learn what the peer is doing and follow them. They need a coach, they need a teacher. And then it needs to be diagnostic and prescriptive. You can give kids pre-tests and pick some of those errors that they're making and use that as where what you're going to start with. And prescriptive, you're going to want to be sure that they're learning what you're trying to teach them. And if they're not, you need to teach them a different way. And then there's got to be review. So when you're teaching concept, there's got to be review of it. It's got to be multisensory, visual, auditory, kinesthetic or hands-on, and speaking. Did you know speaking is a kinesthetic thing? How many of you learn better when you're hearing something, like a lecture or a tape? How many of you learn better when you're seeing something, maybe colors or charts or graphs or pie charts? How many of you learn better when you have hands-on? I mean, how much can we learn, but until we actually apply it and do it, it doesn't really sink in. And then how many of you have ever solved a problem by speaking to a friend and sharing your problem? And suddenly you get your own answer. So these are all ways we learn, and we call these multiple modalities. Everybody learns using all the modalities, but we've gotten away from that. So dyslexic children need all those modalities. So a reading program needs to be structured and systematic. We know what that means in our life. You know, when you follow a recipe, when you clean your house, when you go shopping, there's a structure and a system to how we shop and how we work in our home. Systematic basically will mean, it's going to be one after another, one after another, one after another, the steps. But a program has to be flexible. If the child needs more help in one area and not necessarily a certain area, let's be flexible. And I like the idea of flexibility because teachers are all created differently also. What do you have to bring to the table that you want to introduce because it works for you and your students? So we're going to be flexible with that. But your curriculum has to be sequential. So one is going to build to the next, is going to build to the next, is going to build to the next, one step after the next. So I have 9 steps in my reading program, starting with phonogram cards. We use sound circles, then we use letters, and then we do some reading with the music in the app, and then we work in a workbook, and then we do some whiteboard activities, and then we work in another workbook with the music in the left ear, and then the 9th step is actually the spelling test that we give at the end of my curriculum. So a good curriculum needs to be cumulative and comprehensive. So cumulative means kids are going to remember what they've learned. And then comprehensive, are they going to remember all of it to go to the next level? Finally, a good solid curriculum needs to be emotionally sound. That means the kids feel good about their progress. They're seeing their progress, and you're seeing their progress. You're going to have a lot of aha moments. You're going to hear the students say, that was fun.